tutorials, resources, and success stories than ever before. But here's what nobody is telling you, and that is all this information is actually making it harder for people to succeed on YouTube. Because while everyone is breadcrumbing you random tips and tricks, no one's actually giving you a complete system on how to win on YouTube without charging you an arm and a leg for a course.
I feel like spending the time to watch this full interview can really teach you a lot about Mrbeast and just a lot about the career of being a creator.
Imagine spending 10 years of your life only thinking about one thing every waking hour of the day. Imagine a world where it's just you working solo and you work 12 hours a day every day for like a year. And you're just grinding, you make a mistake, you learn from it, you grind, you make a mistake, you learn from it, and you do that for like a year. And then imagine a different world where you have 4 friends who are also equally grinding in something similar. Friend number 1 makes a mistake on Friday. He teaches the other 4 people. Friend number 2 makes a mistake the next week, teaches everyone. And then like you're all learning from each other's mistakes. You're all constantly studying 24/7 and downloading each other. Like after a year, you're like 2 years ahead of the guy who was just solo. It really does make a difference, especially like my friend group when I was like, I met a bunch of people when I had 10,000 subscribers and we all like, we agreed not to drink, we didn't do drugs, like we didn't date, we didn't do anything. We just literally obsessed from the time we woke up to the time we went to bed. That's literally all we did. It's wild. Like I've told this story before, but for people who didn't listen to our other podcasts, like one day I literally got up and we had an 18-hour Skype call and then I went to bed and that's all I did. And we were just tearing apart YouTube videos, studying trends and stuff like that. I don't even know how I got food. Like pretty sure I was just ordering food so I didn't even have to leave my house so we could keep working. Like it was that level of obsession. It was just dumb. It was so unhealthy.
Spending the day with you and like shadowing what at least half a day looks like. I don't even think we saw your full day. We met up with you in the middle of the day.
That's true, yeah.
And it was like boom, boom, boom. We were going like thing to thing to thing. And I think what I realized was being somewhere like this, the positives actually outweigh the negatives so much in that there's so much focus. At what point did you start investing into the videos at a different scale?
Great question. Literally put on me the entire time. When I used to make like $1 a day, I saved up for months and I bought a microphone, way worse than this microphone. And then I saved up for like half a year and I bought a computer. I the whole time I was like recording on my iPhone. So I was recording and editing on my iPhone when I first started, and then I got a microphone you could plug in, then I got a computer to edit on. And then after like 2 years of just filming on my phone, I had 100,000+ subscribers, but I still didn't have a camera because those things cost like $1,000, or I was stupid. I didn't realize you could buy like a G7X for $400. So then I bought a camera, and after that I bought monitors for my computer, and I just kept going and reinvesting. And then I tipped pizza delivery people $100, and then I tipped a homeless man 10 grand, and then gave away cars, gave away houses, and last hand take hand off $1 million keeps it, and basically the entire time. So like for the last like 8 or 9 years, like every dollar I've made, I just spent it the next month on content, and I just did that every single month, and it just kept getting bigger and bigger, and here we are. All YouTubers should do is I would reply to every single comment. And so I think a few people caught on that I would always reply. And so some people would just be like, I wonder how long it'll take for him to reply. And like, so that was a lot of my comments when I was smaller, but at least it kept him coming back. And it's like, it got to the point though where I was getting hundreds a day, and I was like, okay, like maybe I shouldn't spend an hour a day doing comments. And so I dialed it back. And then when I was 19, then I had like 10,000 subscribers. Maybe it was like 18. And that's when I started meeting a few other YouTubers online. And I realized like, I'm not a freak. I'm just like obsessed with YouTube, and that's okay. You just got to find other people that are like that. If you really do want to be the best you can possibly be the biggest YouTuber, you should look at hiring as a way to free up your time so you can do more important things, and even then, and hyper optimize every little minute. And anything that isn't work, you should outsource to someone else so you can recharge, so you can work again. I'm talking to this camera and you're not cutting it for too long. That's boring. You'll lose retention. But if I talk and you cut to that angle while I'm talking and cut back, and it helps it. And it's not bad to be obsessed. Like if people aren't clicking off, that means they're entertained, so I'm hyper obsessed with just making sure people actually like what they're watching. You just study year after year after year after year, and you learn from every mistake, and you have other people doing it, and you're teaching each other. And like if you want to be a YouTuber, if you're watching this, right, and you're thinking in the scale of 10 years, like if you literally are grinding and you're obsessed and you're just every day studying and learning, and you surround yourself with smart people, and you just work like hell, to be honest, for 10 years, like there's probably a good chance you'll make it. But if you do that over the course of 6 months or a year, I don't know, but that's why I like to think over a span of a decade. A lot of people are very short-term sighted, but as long as you're innovating, adapting, reinvesting, I think if you do it intelligently, like you have a good odds of like killing it, you know?
After we hung out yesterday, I went back and watched the FBI video again, and I watched the first 40 seconds, and I was sitting with Colin showing him like a lot of what we talked about I was seeing in those first 40 seconds. And I was like, you really do all of those things. And those first 40 seconds were so jam packed, and you introduced so many new things, like so much new stuff between both the visuals too. I mean, even the concept that you say in the first 40 seconds, first of all, the visuals are already changing, but you also say there's an NFL stadium, there's a private jet, and there's a maze.
This is why you should watch the video.
Yeah.
And like the thing people undervalue the most is literally the first 10 seconds of the video. Like I think I can quote it. I tied up an FBI agent and I have $100,000 in this bag. Here's a knife. Good luck. And I just run away. Like it gives you everything you need. No wasted words, short and concise, and then tension. I'm a perfectionist. It's so important. Like that's your first impression for everyone clicking on the video. So like I like the whole time leading up to that, I'm just constantly obsessed with mostly the first minute, just like making sure like if I were to click on this video, I would like the first minute and that it would hook me. The fact that no one's like calling you up after you uploading that and just roasting the hell out of it and going like, dude, this isn't the best you could do. Like, and it's not a knock on you guys. It's actually them like someone should say like, hey, you guys are too smart for this. Like you're better than this. You can make a video better than this. There's no such thing as a perfect video. Like someone should always call you and shit on your video because it could be better. Like that's because imagine if someone does that every video and you upload hundreds, if not 1,000 videos over the next 10 years. And every single time someone's critiquing you and you're applying what they're critiquing. Like imagine the compound effect over that time span. It's invaluable. But if you upload 100 videos and very few people are shitting on them, then like you just lost so much compound effect. There are people with better ideas than me. You know, like one of the OP things about hiring people is like, you know, if you're editing a video, you can probably only devote 20% of your time to it or whatever, 30%, 40%. If someone else is editing it and that's their job, they can dedicate 100% of their work time to it, right? So since they have 3 times the amount of time to edit that video, they should be able to edit it better than you, even if it's only 20% better, because they have more time. Right. Same with like thinking creatively or like building sets or doing anything. Like you have like as YouTubers, especially people who build side businesses and have side channels, there's like 50 things that need to be done. And if you split your time amongst it, they're all only getting a few percentage of your time. So like someone should be able to do that job better than you because they're giving it 100% of their time. And that's like the OP part about hiring people, which is obvious, you know, if you're doing like a double-digit minute video to just have that one thing grip their entire attention throughout the whole video and pay off at the end. So typically if you're doing a longer video, you should introduce like a side story and like you should have some plan halfway through like to re-engage them so they don't just get bored. You know what I mean? Like if I just said, like if I hand you a camera and I had a camera, it's like, okay, if he tags me, he gets 100 grand. And then I just run and that's it. It's just me running through the woods and him just running through the woods after me. You can't make a 15-minute video out of it. You know what I mean? But if I do that and then like 3 minutes in, I pull a lever and a bear comes out and starts chasing him and he has to get away from the bear. I don't know. Obviously we wouldn't do this, but kill the bear. And then he starts chasing me. And then 6 minutes in, I jump across the lake. And as he goes to jump through, I press a button that shoots him to the moon, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, now all of a sudden it's interesting and you're watching, right? And that's it, right? One is just a single story and it's boring. The other has side stories that like re-engage people.
You and Chris are reacting, but at the same time, Nolan is losing money when Chris says a word that he can't say. There's the visuals of the parkour, which are already really interesting. There's your reaction. Then there's Nolan losing money.
Exactly. And then the payoff at the end where you're like, well, how much does Nolan make? Exactly. Right. My favorite one is on the React channel. We do this thing where it's the video, start of the video, it's Chris and his grandma. And I go, every time Chris laughs, he loses $500. Right. And then we kick his grandma out of the room and I show him a bunch of TikToks. And then, you know, you watch to see how much his grandma makes. You're an idiot until you're successful. Then you're smart, whatever. You know what I mean? So it's just, at some point you cross that tipping point and people go from judging you and being like, you're too obsessed, you're a freak, blah, 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 to like, oh, like, whoa, congrats. Look at you. You hire people and provide jobs. Like, you're cool. Good job. When no odds in my favor, with no equipment, no nothing, no social skills, no editing, no camera, no one to teach me, no one to help me, I was just like, I don't care. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to die trying. The main goal, as it should be, is to make the best videos possible. Because if you're making the best videos possible, you'll get all the things you want. Like, if I want to go Beast Burger, we'll make the best videos possible. If I want to be the biggest YouTuber, make the best videos possible. So that is what I guess I might have misspoke earlier. That is what the laser focus should be, making the best video possible. And 99% of what a creator wants will happen if you do that. When I was younger, like, I would train myself like to lucid dream. So like when I was dreaming, like you do this thing where you like stare at your head like 30 times in a day and you do something, and then like in your dream, if you saw your hand, you'd realize you're dreaming, you could control what you dream about. And I'd like try to like strategically brainstorm ideas while I would sleep, and like I'd wake up in the middle of the night and write down ideas.
Were you successfully able to lucid dream?
Okay, I haven't done that stuff in years. I'm not as hardcore when it comes to that stuff. But yeah, there were some points where I would wake up and I'd have ideas, and it took so long to get.
Yeah, that's hard to do.
Yeah, very
like,
hard.
You have to like actually work on.
I think part of the problem, or not problem, but part of the advantage for me is like all I did was obsess over it during the day. And typically what you think about is what you dream about.
Yeah,
so even if I wasn't lucid dreaming, I was just dreaming about videos and filming.
Yeah.
And then I'd be like, oh, this is cool. And just wake up and write it down. I had a problem, man. I would like only watch things that like inspired me. So I would like try to watch a different show or different things or different genres for inspiration. And I had what I would call like an info diet, and I would always like try to add new things. So I was so obsessed with how to, because really like if I open a dictionary here and we just, flip to a random page and we pick a word and the word's flowers, right? Then we'll be like, okay, I bought a flower. I gave my girlfriend a flower. I gave my girlfriend 100,000 flowers. I gave my girlfriend 100,000 flowers on Valentine's Day, right? You just go like that. I gave Tariq 100,000 flowers. I put 100,000 flowers in the moon. You do that for a few minutes, and then you just flip to a new page and you're like, what's this word? And you just like intaking inspiration, getting inspired and seeing what comes out. And it's really just doing that. And the more effectively you can take in inspiration and see what happens in your brain, the better idea.
Why does it make such good content? Like why?
Well, I
why
mean,
do those things
I think
make
it's
good?
something I've always enjoyed. Like even when I was, I don't want to say poor. I don't want to over dramatize my story. Like, we weren't ever the poor, but when I didn't have as much money, if I saw a homeless person, I would, open my wallet and give them almost all the money I had. It's just fun, because then you see the reaction, their face light up, stuff like that. And so it kind of was just something I always enjoyed.